obviously have the infrastructure, have everything possible, but I don't think we've done enough. And if you look at what Europe has done through their male teams and then creating female teams and using that infrastructure, that hasn't been done. And also other African countries have major challenges, but have actually created the platform, but still we are really still behind. But the opportunities there, and I think we came out with such an excitement around the opportunities, the possibilities, and I also left with a sense of gratitude for South Africa and what we have, and an understanding and an empathy for what other women are going through and the challenges that the continent has, both at a male and female perspective. But to know that we have an amazing spirit as Africans, and if we work together, we will achieve great things. So that was really exciting. And it was lovely to work with women and men who came, I think, with open hearts and open minds to share what they know without any expectations. And I think that's when you saw real, genuine ideas come in. There were no agendas around who's got this position or that. It was just like, we were so proud to be part of something that was new, that was different, but that was going to empower and allow us to contribute further.
How do you find this latest engagement in terms of the roadmap? You find that it's not more of just a talk shop. There's a project that they're working towards.
Certainly, I found that there's certainly a clear approach that is aimed also at defining and following through with execution, and that excited me because I mean there have been many sessions where people go and they speak about things and really don't get down to doing the work. In fact, we made presentations, so they left with tangible things to go and put together. So it wasn't that we all put our hands up, we actually made presentations, shared ideas, and those actually were correlated the next day as well. And I am aware that CAF have been having meetings and it's been put through to the expo and presentations have been done. So there has been a consistent flow and I'm excited. And I think it would be great to see the follow through and also to see the expertise that we're called upon can still come back and add more value.
Yes, I think many narratives has been thrown into the women's football, in particular the team of your stature, to say, you know, a lot of people are saying the only time when Chiefs and Pirates will opt for this is when, you know, there's logistics in place or where there's a need for it, monetary value and otherwise, on the prospects. They're throwing all these things around. So I just want to find out from you, don't you think CAF did this deliberate to invite you to say, it's about time we push the biggest teams in SA to look at what is happening around the world?
I think CAF genuinely did it because they understand that women's football has to be taken to the next level on the continent. Certainly they want to see the big clubs and all the clubs being able to raise the game and invest in women's football. And I think the selection of people was there to really to get genuine ideas and make sure that they come up with a strategy. I think as Kaizer Chiefs, the responsibility is to make sure we build South African football and football on the continent. And that is for both women and men, young girls and young boys. And it is not for monetary gain. I mean, I think the money follows when you do what is right and you do it properly. And I think we have a role to play in giving our expertise and sharing our understanding of the logistics and what's required. But I believe it mustn't be done hastily. Just like what CAF is doing, we need to sit down and have a task force and analyze the learnings. You know, South African women's football has been around for a while. There are people who contributed, like Fran, who presented. I mean, it was a revelation to me, some of the stuff she's also done. But it is important to learn from that, to also learn from what Europe has done, and then create our own recipe and flavor to bring something that is unique to Africa. Mm-hmm. Certainly, Sarai, who heads up FIFA for women's football, was very clear around that. And I think it is a calling. And while we heed the call, it is important that it's done properly with longevity, because it has been done before and Chiefs have had women's football before, but you want to do it consistently and make sure that there's a pathway for young girls to move into the game and have a career, and for us as a country to have a professional league. So there's a great opportunity, and I think it's for us to come together as South Africans and make it work. And there are learnings coming out of what's happening now with the initiative that SAF has put together, and I think there are great women's legends in South Africa that we haven't tapped into, who we need to sit with and understand how we can make the game better for the next young generation of women, so that we as a country also have a clear strategy for our football, for both men and women, and are able to excel and to see our women and men lifting up World Cup trophies like our young men in the Bokke.
In fact, I think also there's no better time than now when we talk about gender equality in the country, when we talk about how to keep against things like women abuse. And if we look at what is happening currently with the winning culture that's coming back here, every game that you go out to is sold out, and you look at the people who are getting to the stadium, it's not just men, but it's predominantly women who are in that space. So I'm just saying, in terms of going with the momentum.
Well, I mean, look, first of all, I mean, Chiefs has always had 50-50 female-male support base. And women have a key role to play. And in fact, if you look at the audience ratings of even the women's game and even the men's game, women contribute, even from a commercial point of view. So definitely there's an opportunity. And I think collectively we need to all sit down and drive it from a South Africa point of view and a continental point of view, so that we come up with something that really will be of value and empower our women. But we must understand it's a journey. It's not going to be easy. You know, people talk about equality and all of that. There are still a lot of things that need to be done, and we need to make sure that there is a plan and a strategy, and then there is engagement across the board. You know, when you're talking about women's football, there are also challenges around certain infrastructure, safety issues, and we have some of these issues with the men's game and with the youth at the youth level. So for me, it is about fixing football and taking football to the next level for both men, women, and children.
The commercial element to it, the fact that it's now on TV regularly, almost every week, and this is the language that Kaizer Chiefs is talking.
Well, I was very excited to be able to share those insights, and I was amazed at how the game really hasn't been commercialized on the continent. So I see a lot of opportunities and shared my insights, and I really believe that there is a great opportunity to commercialize it collectively with the male game, but also to start looking at it differently. And I think we need innovation. We need to think out of the box. We need to think differently. And some of the things we shared, I hope will be seen as that. I must say there was quite excitement around the presentation we made.
And I know that this was the CAF engagement, but you cannot just be called at CAF and you make those good presentations and that insight at home is ignored. What's the plan on local front?
Well, I trust there will be local engagement, but certainly it was humbling and touching to be asked to come through to CAF once again to share some of my insights on some of the areas that I deal with. And look, there are conversations that have happened with other clubs or just informal conversations to understand where the game is going, but I will wait to engage the league on some of these issues too.